back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more New York Jets franchise. And today we've got the wild card round. We are the number 2 seed. We are coming off a division clinching game against the Buffalo Bills. It was very, very disrespectful to the very last moment. I wanted to put out a statement that we are a team, the team to beat in the AFC. If we can't make it to the Super Bowl, we might just have to do something about it. We did manage to get up to the number 2 seed and boot Buffalo down to the number 5. Unfortunately, for us, the Steelers won and are 13-4. We're 12-5, so now I'm not saying we would have had the number 1 seed locked in, but we would have had a fun time being the number 1 seed. Not to mention mock draft 3 is here, and this is what it's looking like. A bunch of teams trying to go different ways. Quentin Williams mainly traded to the Bears season 1. We wanted to try to get as much as we could value for him wise. We ended up getting Shamar Turner and Colson Loveland. They've turned out to be excellent trades. They've produced more than Quentin Williams probably would have ever done for us. And as you can see, Seattle's wanting to go quarterback. They're giving up on Kai Brooks, who I wouldn't say has done that well, but if they're at number 10, then this has got to mean something for Kai Brooks. And as it stands, Mike Ward is front runner for MVP. He's only 1 touchdown away from having a 50 touchdown season. And Xavier Foster is second on the Coach of the Year award. As long as I see Mike Ward getting that MVP, then I'm happy. He had a 5 touchdown game, one pick, unfortunately, but he fixed up for it in the second half. He threw for 340 yards. So he definitely helped himself in that category. He helped himself by doing significantly better than he did in the first half. And then for Offensive Player of the Year, Mike Ward sits at second. ETN still on the board at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year. And now Trevante Bridges has moved down to 7. He at one point, believe it or not, was at number 1. So he was doing pretty good for a while until he just started getting in a slump of not getting any sacks and just performing terribly. Mike Ward, of course, always going to be considered the best quarterback. And what surprises me is Anthony Richardson is a top 10 quarterback in the AFC, and they're kind of trying to replace him. Now, whether it's his contract year or not, I don't know. But Anthony Richardson, them trying to replace him, yeah, this might be some kind of Green Bay Packers situation where they drafted Rodgers in the first when they still had a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Now, Anthony Richardson, he's not that old. He's like 27-ish, I think, at this point. 26, 27. I don't know, but I don't know why they're trying to replace him, but they just are. Lamar's still considered a top 10 quarterback. Ravens just have not played good at all this year. ETN sitting at number 8 in best running back category. We've got ETN and Rashid Shaheed. At one point, we had Garrett Wilson up here as well, but that just comes to show, hey, we've got some really good receivers, but I guess looks like the Bengals do too. So if we play them, we're going to be in for a heap of trouble. Alongside the Chiefs, Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice finally living up to the potential that they could have had. So it seems there is a common theme with this right here. The Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Jets. And we apparently have 2 of the best O-linemen in the AFC. With Elijah Vera Tucker and Joe Tippmann. Tippmann, as I've said before, moved over to left guard to let Jorge Sierra play that center spot. We wanted to get much better on the O-line, and with 2 offensive linemen who are considered a top 3, I'd say we've done pretty well. Sauce Gardner moves down to number 2. He hasn't gotten an interception in a while. Now, he's played pretty good, but Jaquan Brisker moving up to that number 1 spot. He played really, really good against us when we played the Jaguars. It's a shame. It's a shame he's ahead of Sauce Gardner now. Sauce has just not gotten an interception. I don't think he played all that well last game against the Bills, considering we allowed 42 points. But most of those weren't on him. They were on like Azariah Thomas, who was at one point considered one of the best. For the last 2 straight years, he was considered a top 10, but at least this year, he got up to superstar dev. And all it took was like 2 or 3 tries, and he got it. Jake Bates still down at 7. I don't know why he's went down so far. I've said it again. There's got to be some kind of conspiracy against Jake Bates for him to be this low. Mike Ward almost threw for 5,000 yards. This is already a career high for him with 4,907 yards passing. He was 1 touchdown away from getting 50 and 8 interceptions on the season. He only got sacked 32 times, which is kind of impressive. Only 100 yards away from 5,000 and a touchdown away from 50 touchdowns. He could probably end up getting that next year if we get another good receiver. Through the run game, ETN was only 55. He was only 45 yards away from getting a 1,000-yard season. See, if we can get a good, consistent running back, then we can get a decent amount of yards with him. And then 10 touchdowns as well on the ground. And then Rachaad White coming in. He might not have got the most yards, but he definitely was a part of this team. I'd say he's a pretty important part of this team. And then right there, we've got 3 1,000-yard receivers. Rashid Shaheed leading the team, Garrett Wilson, and Darius Etienne. So all 3 of these guys leading the team with 1,000+ yards. 12 touchdowns from Shaheed, 14 from Etienne. The Jets have not seen this kind of talent in a long, long, long time. It's been a while since they've seen 3 or 1 good receiver, and now they've seen 3 who've got a 1,000-yard season. Shaheed hasn't even played every game. I think he missed 1, and he's the leading receiver. That just goes to show you what kind of a receiver he was. Deep ball guy, heck yeah. Etienne's longest was 70 yards. So Etienne had the longest catch, I believe, out of anybody on the team. Yeah, that's true. Now for tackles, Azariah Thomas led the team alongside Sherwood and Hamilton. Hamilton looking like the Broadway show out here. Now for TFLs, Shamar Turner and Will McDonald had a farm, and he had a good season this year. Shamar Turner having 18 and McDonald having 17. That's kind of good, like really good. But in the sacks category, Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald, they did the best out of anybody. 11 sacks and 11.5 sacks. We might have just found our new defensive playbook. We didn't play the best against the Bills on defense, but we played good enough to get a pretty solid victory over them by 9 points. Shamar Turner got 6 sacks, and Trevante Bridges, who I was expecting to get more, only got 5.5 sacks on the year. So his rookie season wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. It wasn't a failure. We're still pretty successful right now, 12-5. I'd say that's a success. And in the interception category, Sauce Gardner, he led us in interceptions. Kyle Hamilton had 3, and in 3-way tie for 3rd. And Stutzman and Sherwood both got an interception. The Broncos have had It looks like a pretty good season. They actually looks like they were up and down on the season. Starting off 3-2. They lost to the Lions by 3, so they're not completely hopeless. They lost to the Chargers. They lost to the Chiefs, who we actually beat 35-30. It seems if they... Oh, and they also lost to the Giants, but so did we. So it seems they can lose. They went on a losing streak at one point, and they actually ended the season on a loss. Yeah, it was the Bengals. The Bengals probably torched them. Let's see what their best win was by. Probably 28-10, I'd have to say. They won by 18 against the Raiders. Raiders don't have the best defense, but Bo Nix, you better believe that he is going to throw a pick against us. Doesn't seem he got sacked at all, so that offensive line might just be good. And again, this game could be an outlier. They had a pretty good run game. J.K. Dobbins getting 111 yards. So we're definitely going to have to look out for that rushing game of Denver. I already have a plan in store. When doing the weekly strategy, I decided to put some of the skills of the run stopping to use because I figure they're probably not going to be able to pass it that much with Bo Nix. So they're probably going to end up trying to run it. I don't want it to be where we're struggling to stop the run at all. Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton seem to be pretty good as well. They both got over 100 yards against this Raiders team. Otherwise, they didn't really get much of anybody else involved. Welcome into MetLife Stadium, where it looks like we're going to be getting heavy snow. So we're probably not going to be able to see 20 yards down the field, so passing might just be out of the window for this game. First time in heavy snow, it's against the Denver Broncos. Look at that. You can't even see the goalpost from here. We're going to have a tough time getting anything going in this game. Out comes Bo Nix. Playing it risky, not wearing any arm sleeves at all, not wearing any protection from the weather. So now Denver probably going to run this. I can't imagine they're going to pass it. And he's going to go down. J.K. Dobbins taken down in the backfield. They're going to have to try to run it a lot this game because it's heavy snow. So 3rd and 5. And it's caught. Cisco probably lost. Can't really see. He can't really see his hand, so I can't really blame him. I can barely see the guy now. He just tried tackling just a wee bit too high, and it didn't matter. And they're going to run it again. And he tried cutting back, but he slipped. The run game is not going to be effective here today. And neither is the passing game. Thrown behind him. Not a good pass. Incomplete. So we'll be starting from the 10. Ward in a little bit more weather-like conditions clothing. Now we will try to pass it a little bit. Ward has 99 accuracy on almost everything. But he's going to go down. Sierra just having to stare back at the quarterback. Denver has a really good defense. And he's going to get it. But it's ETN who can't pick up the first. Considering we can barely even see the goalpost, it's probably not a smart idea. And it's caught. First down. That was Dalton Kincaid with the catch for the first down. Denver will go back to the ground game, but he's going down. Jermaine Johnson with the tackle for a loss. Not many passes will be able to be successful here today. It'll either be dropped or it'll be a bad pass. Marvin Mims gets the first. We're 3rd and 1 here. My best guess, they will probably try QB sneaking it. And he's not going to get it. 4th and 1. Riley Moss somehow getting a little bit of speed boost. And Shaheed, who's going to get a first down. 2nd and 6, 34 seconds left in the first. And it's 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. If the O-line can block for just a mere second, he's going to get it. First down, Jets.
That's good for a Jets. First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So at the end of 1 in this blizzard, it's going to be 3-0. We just managed to drive down the field, but somehow defensive Broncos have played pretty good. Denver's defense has allowed passing to happen. You wouldn't expect it from this kind of game. And Loveland's going to grab it and get a first down. And it's their 3rd first down today. 3rd and 4. And we're going to have Shaheed with the grab, 1st and goal. There was no hope to get that one.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
Intercepted somehow. Of course, Pat Surtain gets an interception. Why did he sit on that route? I don't know. So they're from the 6-yard line. We're going to have to get a tackle, but we don't have the speed or the angle. We tried running it, and it stopped him. Now we're going to look to pass. It's a screen, and he's going to get pushed by his offensive lineman. 3rd and inches. I guarantee you they're going to try to go QB sneak again. Gets it. He gets the QB sneak. He gets really lucky on that one. And now Bo Nix is going to hand it off again. J.K. Dobbins has some speed. And he goes down. 3rd and 6. Nix lone man in the backfield. And he's going to look the pass. That's up. It's caught. Azariah Thomas is not fast. Touchdown Broncos. So at our own 28-yard line, we're going to have to drive down with 2.5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, actually. But we're going to go down because we can't freaking block. Can we please get a stop? We're in the snow. And Bo Nix is going down. Took too long for the play to develop. Wide open hole in the middle. Sherwood gets a sack. Time will stop. And overthrown. What are we doing?
That's interference.
Ow! It was thrown 15 feet above his head. How's that pass interference? Look at this. Look where the ball is thrown, okay? He's coming down. Is that catchable? Not even freaking relatively close. That is not even catchable. You're calling that pass interference. The ball is about to hit the ground. That's not pass interference. He's not even freaking close. How do you call that pass interference? First of all, the ball went like 20 feet above his head. That's where the ball's at right there. He doesn't come off the ground. It's highly overthrown. I don't even get to him until now. And you're calling this pass interference when the ball is practically 20 yards behind him? How's that pass interference? We're going to have to play some defense here. 3rd and 9. And he's going to go down. Jermaine Johnson gets the sack. 4th and 17. We've got 59 seconds to score just something. And it's caught by Shaheed. Everybody's going to hurry up to the line. Shaheed made a big grab. That's Loveland who makes the grab. We ain't got time to celebrate, Colston. Hurry up. Quit celebrating and hurry up. Hopefully we can get something going. We're going to have to call timeout. Well, that'll be the end of the first half. We are down 10-0. We didn't have the best second half there. It was picked off by Pat Surtain somehow, but let's go look around the league at the wildcard round, I believe. We've got 49ers taking on the Falcons. Falcons destroyed teams last year, and it seems like they're going to continue to do that, as that's an absolute laser to Bijan. They're going to barely hold out to beat the 49ers 27-24. Michael Penix having a great game. Now Jacksonville versus Buffalo. Who is going to move on? And Jacksonville is going to move on as they're going to have a great game. That's a touchdown pass to Travis Hunter, 31-23. That's going to be a scary game to have to play against the Jaguars if we can win this. So right now, we're going to need a freaking miracle because we can't even score a touchdown or a field goal. Held scoreless in the first half. We've had opportunities to go score. Pass Surtain, that should have been pass interference, but it's within 5, I guess, so it don't matter. Then again, they had a worst pass interference call ever. Mike Ward needs to step it up. He's starting off this half slow. He needs to start cooking. I know this team is great. I know we can score. It's just a matter of actually scoring. Now Shaheed, he's got some speed. He's going to try to get through first down. So gain of 22. We need to play perfect this second half. Mike Ward's played significantly better in almost every single second half. So they had a guy right freaking there. Why is ETN not going on his route? We're going to go for it. And Loveland comes down with it. Probably not the best decision to throw it to him, but he got it. 6.5 minutes left in the third. Try running it. ETN going to follow his blockers. He's going to pick up 9. Maybe him tripping on that kind of helped him. Run it again. And he's going to run it. He's going to pick up a first. Down to the 9. Gain of 6 on the run. The snow is helping us out a little bit in the run game. We're going to get it out to Loveland, who trips himself. 3rd and goal. Can we please receive some blocking? We're sending ETN in motion. And he's down to the 1. We need this score. And if we don't, we'll hold him to the 1. And he gets in. Jets will finally get on the scoreboard. Mike Ward with the QB sneak. It always works, whether it's against us or against the computer. It almost always works. They don't defend it well. It's kind of like the tush push. If we can score here, that'd be big time. We're going to hand it off. Etienne. He's going to get a massive first down on the run. He had plenty of run room there. So Garrett Wilson, the intended target, couldn't hold on. And Loveland, he's going to get the first. Great job. Let's hope the blocking on this can be great. It was terrible last week. And he just can't. There's no blocking on it at all. As you've expected, it's a low-scoring game, 7-10. We haven't been able to get much. It's just perfect for them. They get an open hole up the middle. They're going to try to reverse it. That's going down. They're trying to get a little bit of trickiness with us. That ain't going to work. Nick's going to look to pass again. And 4th and inches. Is there not some... Bro, they're going to have that armband thing checked of his. Wilson dropped it! What are we doing? Why would he drop that? That is a terrible drop to have. And he finally holds on. Thank you. He had possibly one of the worst drops just now. Super wide open. Nobody even close. Kind of his fault. And Shaheed slipping in the snow. 2nd and 1. And he's going to break a tackle and get the first. Almost a bad play there. But 4.5 minutes left in the game. And start running it up the middle. That's been effective so far this game, and he's going down, 1st down again. So it was behind Wilson. And Shaheed, he makes the grab, he's tiptoeing the sideline, gets the first. So Denver still continues to get heavy favoritism from the refs. Now Etienne, he's going to go down at the 8. 1st and goal from the 8. 2.5 minutes left. Etienne with the run. He got down to the 3. Etienne's hurt though. No. He's got a strained forearm. We can choose to tape his wrist or heavy wrist tape. Let's just tape his wrist. Flip the QB sneak.
It's now 4th and goal.
And Ward's gonna get in. Give us a lead in this playoff game. 13-10. Low scoring affair, but we are winning with 1:48 left. They were probably expecting it, but we went the opposite direction and got in. Ward just having to slide over the top of his rookie center, Jorge Sierra. I think we caught him off guard. So 3rd and 4. This is a pretty massive play right here. He's got his man over top. Dalton Kincaid over top. They're in field goal range. We can't have this. Please play your zone. That should be a holding call. How is he not tackled? How did he not go down? What is this bullcrap? Good job. Please, please, please! Tayshaun Starks, rookie receiver! Kick return touchdown in the playoffs! Thank you! Thank you! Tayshaun Starks A fifth-string rookie receiver out of Richmond. Kick return touchdown in the playoffs. We needed that. Tayshawn Starks out of Richmond. Thank you. Rookie receiver Tayshawn Starks returns it on a kick return. Now we just got to get a stop. So if they get this, they're going to have to hurry up and clock it. And it looks like they're just going to hand this one off. And he's going to go down. They're going to have to hurry up and clock it. We've got to watch out for every single inch. And now, we're going to get over the middle. He's going to slip. 19 seconds. They're going to have to hurry up. They're going to spike it again, 12 seconds. 4th and 6. If they don't get it here, this is game. This could be the playoffs right here. Incomplete! Jets might have just pulled it off. And we're going to do it on the Tayshawn Starks kick return touchdown to win in the wild card 20-17. We almost gave this one up, but Denver couldn't pull it out. The incomplete pass on 4th and 6 at the end of the game screwed them over. We didn't do good in the first half, but we came back and scored 20 in the second. Ward struggled heavily passing today. He couldn't get a touchdown. That pass retain pick was kind of bullcrappery, but yeah. I'm just going to say the Broncos, they had paid off the refs. They gave him the worst pass interference call, the worst kick interference, or the catch interference call. They were giving him everything. And then they gave him that freaking random challenge call for whatever reason. Yeah. Bo Nix, he had an okay game, nothing special. Mike Ward, only because it was heavy snow. That's the only reason why it was like this. And for the running game, ETN, he somehow didn't fumble today. Usually he fumbles in conditions like this, but J.K. Dobbins, he nearly cost us the game at the very end. He, with that spinning score, with somehow not going down. Tayshawn Starks, hoo-hoo-wee, man. And then our receivers getting some love. Shaheed having a pretty good game today, I'd say. He didn't quite get a touchdown, but that's because we kind of struggled in the passing game today. We had to rely more on our run game and our defense to play good. And Dalton Kincaid, who cooked us with the Buffalo Bills, man, he came over to Denver and he performed quite well against us. And then he only had 2 catches for 53 yards. Nobody else getting it. Garrett Wilson having one of the worst drops I've ever seen him have, but then again, we're in heavy snow. Snow does affect your catching, but he should have rather high catching. Mason Taylor, not dropping a pass. He hasn't been getting involved as much as I would like him to, but right now with Colston Loveland as an 84 overall, yeah, I don't know how much that's actually going to be affected. I don't know how much I'm going to actually want him to be there. Denver controlling the game on defense and tackles. We couldn't really get much going in tackle game. Now for the TFLs, Sherwood, he's still playing great as always. 3 TFLs, and then Denver controlling that. And then it gets to Jermaine Johnson, Danny Stutzman. That's pretty much it, except for McDonald and Tony Adams. Now for the sacks, we got 2 sacks on Bo Nix. Jermaine Johnson and Jamie Sherwood straight up the middle. Shot out like a cannon. And then John Franklin Myers and Malcolm Rodriguez both getting a sack of their own. Pass retained, getting that weird interception from the goal line. They call ours pass interference, but yet they don't want to call theirs pass interference. And I just gotta give him a shout out. Tayshawn Starks, he's only 69 overall. He luckily didn't slip. He kept his ground. The one return he had was an 88-yard kick return touchdown to win the game. Tayshawn Starks, I had a feeling that he would be a great return man because he wasn't going to be able to be on our roster. He's got to develop a little bit more. But before he got to develop those, like, I'd say up to like a 73 or 74 before I feel comfortable with him playing as like, I wouldn't say starter, but like I'd say like fourth string receiver over Malachi Corley. Hayshawn Starks, he came in clutch. Now, of course, we are in snow, so it doesn't really matter as much because it doesn't. The snow affects him heavily. I don't know why it affects the kick return team so heavily, but it does. But hey, he came in clutch when we needed him, and he got it. And it seems we're gonna be getting revenge on the Jacksonville Jaguars at home, of course. Last time around, we played in Jacksonville. Hopefully, it isn't as screwed up as this last game was, and hopefully, we ain't gotta play in, well, another snow game, because, oh boy, that would be quite scary and rough. But the playoff brackets are set. Bengals beat the Chiefs 28-24. Jacksonville beat out Buffalo by 8. Green Bay having to face Carolina. The NFC South battle ends up with Tampa Bay getting destroyed in the playoffs again, this time by another NFC South opponent, Carolina. Bryce Young seems to have played quite well. I believe they still have Bryce Young. Yes, they do. Bryce Young having a pretty solid game for himself. And my Detroit Lions beating the Eagles 17-12. So they're going to advance. And then the Falcons dominating in the playoffs as usual. 27-24 against the 49ers. They're going to have to take on Detroit. And I believe it's a rematch from last year. I believe these two teams, yeah, they were in the NFC Championship against each other. It was Falcons versus Lions in the NFC Championship last year, but now it's going to be in the divisional round to go to the NFC Championship. Which team will go back to that championship? I've said that one too many times within the last couple, like 10 seconds. But it is true, though. One of these two teams will go back and fight for a shot at the Super Bowl. Will it be Detroit? Will it be Atlanta? That is a interesting question. Green Bay, who has the Coach of the Year, and then Carolina, who has a really good team, just came off a 24-point victory. It really felt like the game was rigged from the start. Now, in the third quarter, we did go up 20-17. It's just we allowed them to get 2 touchdowns in the fourth. We cannot do that this game. We are going to be playing at home, so we're going to have home field advantage. Jacksonville's not as good as they want to be. They're not as good as they think they are. We're much better. We are significantly better. That offense should not be able to do as good as they did. Their 69 overall and 66 overall running backs should not be able to break 5 combined tackles, but they did. Today, though, in this game, though, we're gonna try to flip that switch. We cannot allow something like that to happen again. This time around, we're gonna be the ones dominating. Now, Mike Ward threw over 400 yards, but that's just because, well, we kind of needed him to. We couldn't really block. We couldn't really do much. He got sacked 3 times. We can't afford that this time, though. This is a big-time playoff game. We're going to be playing at home. Jacksonville's going to have to come to East Rutherford, New Jersey, and take us on. That'll do it here today in New York Jets franchise. Next episode, we'll be taking on Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round for an opportunity to go back to the AFC Championship and fight for a Super Bowl opportunity for the first time in over 60 years. Yeah, it's been that long. Almost 60 years since we've made the Super Bowl, and I don't think we've ever. Well, it's actually also been 60 plus or about 60 years since we've won an AFC championship. So we could look to face either the Bengals or the Steelers. I'd be fine with facing either one. If we could face the Steelers and have to face off against the 2 guys I was fighting in my head to take, Roman Rhodes versus Mike Ward. That could be a big matchup. But if that were going to happen, they'd have to beat the Bengals, who I kind of hope Steelers win because the Steelers, they're a pretty good team. But the thing is, the Bengals, considering they still got Jamar Chase and they got another good, really good receiver, I'm not looking forward to playing that game if it happens. Either way, it's going to be a tough game, but let's try to focus on the Jaguars. That'll be it for me here today and in the Jets franchise. I am yo boy Baller One, as always, saying peace out, everyone.